improving some effects of locomotion in wall display interaction.
Thank you. Yes, so I will present 2 experiments that I did together with Kasper Hornbeck, where we investigate how people use body motion or locomotion for navigating wall displays and how it affects performance. So the motivation here is that high resolution wall displays allow working with large amounts of information, and that people may benefit from actually moving around in front of such displays. So you can imagine being able to step back to get an overview or move closer to different areas to look at the details. Ball and colleagues were some of the first to study this for data visualizations. And we have studied this, how people collaborate around a large display and navigate. And researchers at INRIA have described how their much larger wall display has been used for real-world tasks where people also move about. So compared to virtual navigation, as typically used with a mouse in a desktop setting, as you can see on the right here, physical navigation has been suggested to provide better spatial understanding, to be more direct, maybe leverage spatial memory. But also physical navigation is not always sufficient if the information space is too large. And it may also be tiring compared to virtual navigation. So the possible benefits of locomotion are not so well understood, and yet some studies have shown effects of locomotion for navigation. So Ball and colleagues varied the display size and concluded that increased display size promotes physical navigation, and they showed a positive correlation between movement and performance. Also, a study by Liu and colleagues compared a wall display to a desktop condition using zoom and pan, and they found better performance and also preference for physical navigation on the wall display. So these studies have not directly controlled for locomotion, but varied the display size, and that makes it difficult to understand what is the effect of locomotion and what is the effect of increasing the display size. So this is really what this study is about, to try to untangle these 2 different factors. And we do that to answer this question: does locomotion result in reduced virtual navigation and therefore increased performance, which is a question from previous work. So we conducted an experiment that control participants' ability to physically move in front of this 3-meter wide wall display. Participants performed a classification task that involved navigation, and they used a zoom and pan interface with a gyroscopic mouse. And they wore a cap so that we could track their movement in the room. So in order to isolate movement as a factor, we compared 2 conditions where we kept display size and information space the same in the 2 conditions. And users could zoom and pan, as this little demonstration shows, in both of the conditions. And then in one condition, participants could freely move their body, while in the other, we artificially restricted their movement. So we had some hypotheses based on prior research. So first, the display affords physical navigation, and that means that participants should move in the move condition. The second hypothesis is that display actually promotes physical navigation, so that participants would choose locomotion over virtual navigation. And third, physical navigation actually leads to better performance, so we would see higher performance in the move condition. So that's the last hypothesis. So the task participants completed was an abstract classification task that was presented at CHI last year. And here the display is filled with containers that hold labeled disks. And the task is to move the pink disks that are incorrectly placed to containers with similarly labeled disks until all disks are correctly grouped and the entire screen is green. So participants solved tasks using a zoom and pan interface. Here they could use the mouse wheel to zoom in to a maximum of 8 times magnification, and they could click and drag with the mouse cursor to pan the view, and they could click a disk to select it and then click in a container to move it to that container. Now, in order to control movement in the no-move condition, it was very simple. We dimmed the display if participants moved outside of an allowed region, as you can see here. So we considered alternatives such as fencing in the user, but this is kind of non-intrusive. So basically, a participant can only use pan and zoom in this condition. We also varied the scale of information space, and this is necessary for controlling the need for virtual navigation. And this is important in general because even wall displays cannot always fit information. To simulate this, we use different font sizes for the disk label. So at the large scale, we had used a 4-point font which required zooming in order to read the labels in both conditions. The medium scale used a 4-point font that required zooming only in the no-move condition, but where tasks could be completed through physical navigation in the move condition. And a small scale used task labels that were readable without any navigation, so this was sort of a control condition. Task difficulty was also varied between easy and hard by using different numbers of labels in the disks that participants had to distinguish. So to summarize, we used a within subjects design where 16 participants performed 2 tasks for each combination of movement condition, label size, and difficulty level. And this gave us 384 task files. So let's look at the results. Here are the times for the move and no move conditions shown in different colored bars for different levels of scale and task difficulty. And here we expected that participants would choose to use physical navigation that would lead to lower times in the move condition. But as you can see here, probably we found no significant difference between the two conditions. So the question then is, did the display actually afford physical navigation? So we look here at how much participants moved. It's shown here as a mark for each task, how much participants moved in meters. And we see, first of all, that the amount of movement varied across participants. Some, like the third participant here, moved quite a bit in many of the tasks, so it does seem that the wall display actually afford physical navigation. But you can also see there are many, like participant 2, that moved little or not at all in any of the tasks. So the next question is if the ability to move offset the need for virtual navigation as hypothesized. Maybe you can guess the answer to that. We found it not to. So when we look at the numbers shown here of zoom and pan actions performed on average per task, we can see that participants tended to pan more in the no-move condition, but we found no overall effect of movement. So last, we gathered subjective feedback for each condition from the participants. Scores differed only for physical demand, where movement was rated as less physically demanding. And their comments suggested that it was tiring to stand still in the no-move condition. Participants also emphasized that they did not use locomotion, but that they found it easier to stand in the same place during these tasks. So to summarize the first experiment, the wall display did seem to afford physical navigation, but only 5 used locomotion extensively. We found no difference in the amount of virtual navigation performed, and participants did not perform faster when allowed to move, which contrasts earlier studies where wall displays are found to promote movement and where movement has been correlated with better performance. So this made us wonder if our participants performed in a way that was in some way less optimal, for example by using virtual navigation in situations where body movement might have been better or faster. So we conducted a second experiment to help understand how would participants perform if navigating only by locomotion or navigating only by zooming and panning using a mouse. So here we have 2 conditions, the physical where participants could move freely but not pan and zoom, and the virtual condition where participants could only pan and zoom but not move. So we used the same design as in the first experiment, except we excluded the large-scale information space because that's simply not possible to solve through locomotion alone. So this resulted in 160 task tiles for this for the analysis. So here we did find a main effect showing that participants performed better when they use locomotion compared to when they use zoom and pan, but the effect size is small. So you can see here on the left that for the medium scale information space where navigation was required, we find that participants spent 13% less time using physical navigation. That's in the physical condition. So to help explain this or understand this better, we compare how participants used physical navigation in the two experiments. So we chart here how much participants moved on average in the move and physical conditions of experiment 1 and 2. So for medium scale tasks that required navigation, there was 3 times as much physical navigation seen in experiment 2 as in experiment 1. And this is likely because they used both physical and virtual navigation in experiment 1. Finally, we had participants rate physical and virtual, and they rated them the same in workload in the subjective feedback. And preference was mixed, with 6 out of the 10 preferring physical navigation. So let me summarize and discuss the findings from both of these experiments. First, locomotion does seem to improve performance when users cannot use virtual navigation. So a key contribution here is that our results show effects of locomotion independent of a change of display size. We extend previous work by here showing causation, so we show a cause and effect of the use of locomotion. So by isolating locomotion, we have shown that benefits of wall displays can be linked to navigating efficiently through locomotion. Locomotion certainly seems beneficial. So some of our participants said that it was easier to keep the big picture, so maybe this is one of the key benefits in here. But on the other hand, given this small effect size, maybe it can be discussed whether physical navigation is actually beneficial in terms of performance. You can argue that the zoom and pan technique where users use this gyroscopic mouse, whether that can be improved. I think so. So on the other hand, performance of using locomotion for navigation is in a way naturally fixed or limited. Moreover, if we return to our initial question, does locomotion result in reduced virtual navigation and thereby increased performance? The short answer is no. We found an effect in experiment 2 when participants could not choose between physical and virtual navigation, but in experiment 1, when users can choose, or when panning and zooming is actually required because not all information can be shown in full detail at the same time, we did not see participants perform better by using movement. So there may be several reasons for that, but maybe it's simply because it's complicated to both navigate by moving and using this device to pan and zoom at the same time. But also when participants could do the tasks solely through physical navigation instead of pan and zoom, surprisingly few participants actually did so. So participants did not seem to prefer physical navigation as expected from previous work. Okay, so there are several factors that may have formed these findings that are different from previous work. So I'll comment on these 3 experimental design, the task, and the display size. So first we must note that controlling participants' ability to move is artificial, and telling people when they can and cannot move as we did may influence their behavior. Second, the task and information that we use work only on one level of detail. And earlier work has suggested that the real benefit may come from scanning large amounts of information at multiple levels of scale. So maybe tasks like that might induce more movement, and we think this would be interesting to study further. The third point I want to make is that our display was comparable in width to that used by Ball and colleagues, but only half as wide as that used by Liu and L. So it's possible there is a sweet spot with regard to how participants can overview the display. And this is another area that we want to study further. So, for example, consider how people would trade off physical navigation and virtual navigation if using a display like the reality deck seen here at Stony Brook University. If anyone from there is here, please contact me so we can do a replication. Another question just before wrapping up is that input method has probably something to say here on how people move. So what about touch? What about meta input? That's obviously an area for further study. So to conclude, we isolated the effect of locomotion on performance in wall display interaction in 2 experiments. The results show performance improvements that depend on the need for virtual navigation, and that locomotion was liked but did not seem to be preferred in our experiment. So people can undoubtedly benefit from locomotion in interacting with wall displays, but this study suggests that the performance benefits for navigation may not be so clear. So with that, I want to thank you for your attention and take any questions.
So if there's no more questions, I've got one. So I was hoping you could comment on how you think this might be affected by collaborative interactions of multiple people, and how that might affect the social dynamics of performing that locomotion with the display.
Yeah, sure. It's a good question. I think this has less of an impact for collaborative scenarios. I think use of locomotion in those scenarios is much more apparent. I mean, the benefits are much more apparent. I think what our results here show most of all is the limitation of benefits of locomotion when there is a need to actually navigate, when this display size is not enough to actually fit all information at all levels of detail.
Thank you. No more questions? Excellent. Let's thank the speaker again.